We're gonna talk about split tunneling, and then later we're gonna compare it to full tunneling. Now what we have here is our whiteboard session from the previous video, site to site and remote access VPN. So what I'm gonna do is I will reuse it, but I will erase some parts. So instead of site to site, I'm gonna erase that. This configuration, I will also erase, as well as this client. All of these will be gone. Okay, this is also gone. I will keep the VPN client details, but this will all be gone because we need space. As much as possible, we're gonna make it cleaner. So I will erase this. There, gone. I will remove this proxy connection as well, and this configuration. I think that's it. We are good now. Well, I will also remove some of the arrows here. There. We're gonna keep it clean. There. I think we're good now. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So as you can see, we have our VPN client, our teleworker. And then we know that in our example, he can access some of the servers via the tunnel. Okay, so he can send traffic to this server, or some of the endpoints, some of the workstation. But how does it really works? Okay, so there is a feature called split tunnel. And this is something that you may want to enable when you are configuring or implementing remote access VPN, specifically for IPsec. Okay, IPsec remote access VPN. So split tunnel, like what I mentioned, is often associated with remote access VPNs. Now, split tunnel, this is a configuration feature that allows a VPN user, in this case our teleworker, to direct some of their traffic through the encrypted VPN tunnel. And this is always defined. What networks is this teleworker or this client can access to the headquarter network. Okay, so the networks that we should define will be 192.168.10.0, which is this network, and this network as well, 192.168.100.0. This is the reason why the client sends traffic or able to send traffic to this server or this application and to these endpoints, to this workstation, because these networks are allowed under split tunnel network. So it's not just enabling split tunnel, you also need to specify those networks that can be accessed remotely by your VPN clients. All right, so what happens to other network, such as this network? So this network, we know that it's not added in our split tunnel networks. So how does it work? All right, let me remove the /24 to be less confusing. So let's say this client here is connected to a network. So there's a router, and the router, it has learned, or it can be a direct network. It has 172.16.10.0. Since 172.16.10.0 is not in our split tunnel networks, this client here, if it sends to this network or a host to this network, it may send it to the default gateway, which is the router, and the router, since it learned this network, it will just forward it to the destination. So basically, this network is not via or not through the encrypted VPN tunnel. Now, what happens if you completely disable split tunnel? Let's say we disable split tunnel. There you go. I disable split tunnel. Will our VPN work? Of course it will work. But here's what will happen. So before that, let me clean our drawing again. Okay. All right, I will also erase this Oops. Okay, this is okay. So here's what's gonna happen. Split tunnel is not enabled. So if this client establish secure connectivity, okay, so assuming he entered the correct password, username and destination, and it has MFA, all of these are correct, it will establish a secured VPN connection, okay, an encrypted VPN tunnel. Now, here's what's gonna happen. If he sends traffic to the servers, no problem. It will be forwarded to those servers if the destination is 192.168.100.0 network. Let me redo that. It will be sent to these servers, no problem. If it sends to these workstations, to 192.168.10.0 endpoint devices, also no problem. And it has no problem sending it to this network 172.16.10.0. So it's now allowed. Okay, this client can now send to these three networks. Now it's not just these three networks. This client is allowed to reach. What else? It will also allow to reach the internet through our headquarters network. Take note, with split tunnels we have in our previous example, if there is a website that he wants to access, let's say this is abc.com. If he wants to access abc.com, it will send it directly to abc.com. Okay? But without split tunnel, this is what's gonna happen. I will add more websites here. Okay, so this will be xyz.com. This is def.com. def. Let's use .net there. So here's what's gonna happen. If he wants to send traffic, or he want to send requests to xyz.com and def.net, it will still send traffic through our headquarters, which is our VPN concentrator. And this headquarters, this headquarter router, our VPN concentrator, will send it to the internet. Okay, so meaning you're using this headquarter network to send to any traffic. This includes the internet. So again, if this client wants to send traffic to xyz.com, it will send to the headquarter router, and then the headquarter router will route it to the internet, reaching xyz.com. So in short, by disabling split tunnel, you will also enable full tunnel.